going to war.
Repeat that?
It's either sports or we're going to war.
There we go. See, that was a good volume. You picked up well. Right?
That's really cool. That wasn't.
That's a little too much.
That is super cool. Yeah.
Right.
Hey.
Okay. Hello, and welcome to the 2023 Summer Draft. Now, you know what summer means, and you know what draft means, but before I even explain either of those words to you again, despite
Draft,
you knowing them,
yeah.
let me introduce to you the people sitting next to me. To my left, we have Mr. Summer himself, self-proclaimed King of Summer, Heat Miser, numero uno, Lucas.
The opposite of Frozone.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
100, and not just because you're a white man.
That wasn't even part of it.
No, but it
No
was.
one-
It was
You know what?
definitely-
Yeah.
I was like, you know what?
Heat stroke. They call me heat stroke.
They do.
Yeah.
You should probably get that checked out.
Oh man.
Sitting to my right, one of the true appreciators of summer, one of the original summer propositors.
They call you the summer scientist. Yeah.
They call her the summer sun herself. It's Chelsea.
Why, hello. Thank you for having me
Now,
here on this not summer day.
yeah, it's September, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's California summer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
whatever.
whatever.
It still counts for us.
It's a perpetual summer.
Now, you, the audience, may be sitting there and thinking to yourself, well, I know what the word summer means. It's that season where things get hot and I have to put on a bathing suit sometimes. And you may know what the word draft means, where the sports peoples pick other peoples and
sports
try to
people.
choose the best ones. Now, that's what we're doing here. We're doing a summer draft. We are each of us going to be drafting our ideal summer, a perfect summer.
Okay. Okay.
This is something we will do out loud. Do not write anything down beforehand, because we'll write everything down afterwards. Well, we'll write it down as we're doing it, and that
Gotcha,
way,
yeah.
that way, no one's got a jump ahead of anyone else.
Gotcha.
So we're gonna do 5 rounds. One choice each per round, so that'll be 15 things altogether. The main things to remember are you need to have 5 things, one of which must be a song or music or auditory related.
Okay.
One of the things must be a food or a drink. One of the things must be related to water, but must be different from your food or drink. Or actually, you can lump them in together if you want to, but I like, splitting them up one at a time.
Uh-huh.
That's 3 things, right?
That's 3 things. What's the 4th thing?
One of them must be a first.
A first?
Yes.
The first thing I did in summer?
Or just like the first
Sweat.
time during summer something happened to you.
Oh, okay, yeah, for sure.
Thank you, Pharrell.
Thank you, yeah. And then the 5th?
And then the 5th one is the wild card. It is simply something that you enjoy about summer.
Wild card. Okay, sweet.
So, to recap, we've got an audio, a song or a sound or a noise. We've got food / drank. We've got a first. Perhaps the first time you experienced something, being that it was in summer, or the first time something that happens every summer happens. Perhaps a memorable moment. What was the 4th thing?
Water.
Water related.
Something water related.
I
What was the 4th thing?
I
a first. Here.
I had these in my head last night, and I was like, cool,
And now
I'll
I've got 'em in
remember
my
this.
head.
And then I woke up, and I was like, I don't fucking know.
I don't
Cool.
fucking know.
All right, so let's all roll the D30.
Wow.
Whoever gets the highest number is gonna go first.
Yeah, here, get this ASMR check right here.
Yep.
Think.
Wow, that's a 13.
Okay.
Huge.
13.
Lucky
Huge.
number. Lucky number.
Lucky number.
Lucky number 13.
That's a 27.
Wow,
Wow.
Chelsea with a
Roll
27.
this dice.
Roll the 30, bro. Roll the
Right?
30.
I've got a 3/10 chance. That's a 6.
Let's go.
Okay. All right. We will start with Chelsea, and we will go counterclockwise to Lucas,
Okay.
and then to me, and we will do that for 5 rounds. So this is going to be very much as little thinking as possible.
Great.
Truly feel what it is, what summer means to you, and
Already not thinking.
what things
Yeah.
connect with your definition of
I
summer.
was overthinking it and was like, oh no.
I knew you were.
What did I do?
There's not even like elevator music playing in my head. It's just darkness and silence. Yeah.
You're just inside. You're inside of like a very deep cave, and there's like in the distance you can hear the like.
Yeah, like water, yeah.
Like one drip of water off a stalagmite.
The only thing I can tell is that even in my mind, I'm like chained to the back wall. I'm like, where the fuck am I?
Definitely feel restricted.
Yeah.
You do not have dark vision.
I can't think.
Alright, Chelsea, hit us with your first pick. Your first draft bit of the summer. It can be anything you want, doesn't have to be in any order.
Okay. I'm gonna do the song one first because I lists.
Cool.
You know, that's what I do. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I'm gonna take the Vans Warped Tour.
The entirety of the Vans Warped Tour?
Yes, because every summer that meant I was going to
Warped Tour.
the Warped Tour.
Okay.
Or some sort of outdoor concert, because this is a Michigan-related thing.
That is very summery, though, to go to a big outdoor concert.
Mm-hmm.
Especially
well,
like a multi-stage concert.
It's the only time that the weather will cooperate is during the summer months, where you can do something consistently outside, where it won't open downpour on top of you, or a tornado will come ripping through. It still actually might happen, but
just slightly less
it will
likely.
happen off. Yeah, like it'll happen like slightly off to the side of where you're at. So you're like, oh, we're good.
You can see it in the distance, but it's not right where you are.
Someone else got fucked up, but we're cool.
Okay.
I don't even think the Vans Warped Tour is a thing anymore. I think it's no longer.
What a shame. What a shame.
Right? But I guess you could replace it with the Riot Fest I went to the one year, which was dope as hell.
They definitely shut it down for COVID.
I don't think they do it anymore at all.
VansWarpedTour.com.
They do something else now with Vans. Like Vans exclusively does like little like pop-up concerts, or like it's like a pop-up tour instead.
Yeah, they officially stopped doing it in 2019.
Wow.
I went to the Warped Tour like every summer since like 2005, 2004, pretty consistently. So yeah, I'll take that butt rock of the summer, if you will, whatever that genre.
Are they doing another one?
They might bring it back because people probably got
They
pissed.
might be doing one. Hold on. This account doesn't exist. I clicked on the Twitter account for them, and it was immediately like, no, this is not real.
So yes, I'll take the Vans
Okay,
Warped
so
Tour.
that's fake. All right, so Vans Warped Tour.
Or just summer concerts. Just outdoor music feels like summer to me.
Yeah, I'd say
That vibe. I know it's very like broad.
Because I'd like to give you points for universality here, because I remember going to several just huge like multi-stage concerts.
Didn't have to be a Warped Tour, but that's just
San
the one
Francisco.
that I had the most access to living where I lived.
Yeah.
You know, that's like that was big enough to come up into Michigan.
Yeah, I remember too.
Most tours would pass by.
In Portland, we would go see concerts outdoors at the Oregon Zoo, because they would have the big outdoor amphitheater.
Yeah, they did something similar at the Detroit
so
Zoo.
that's very universal. I'd like to give you, I'd like to like
I'll take that.
commend that.
Thank you. It just came to me literally just now as I was eating a donut.
Nice. Lucas, you seem to have already written something down there. Got something burning a hole in your
mind.
In your mind?
I just wrote it up to make sure that I remembered. I mean, we're talking about summertime. We're talking about beach fun. We're talking about walking on the sun. Obviously,
there's a lot of things we're talking about right now.
Obviously, if I had to pick a song, it'd be anything by Smash Mouth, dude.
Okay.
Are you kidding me? Rip Steve Harwell, but anything by Smash Mouth. You're talking summertime condensed.
That dude died?
Yeah. He did. Yeah.
Whoa.
He was in hospice, and then I believe he passed away due to. I think it was alcoholism. Yeah,
Oh,
like
shit.
I think his liver failed.
It
Yeah.
was like a month ago, I think.
No,
Not
I mean, even more recent.
Couple weeks.
Couple weeks.
Okay, yeah, I have not been paying attention much.
Rest in peace to that guy. But yeah, I mean,
Freaking rip in half.
you want to talk about? I mean, I haven't listened to a million Smash Mouth songs, but if I had to pick, it was either that or "Summertime Lovin' in the Summertime" from Regular Show. But that's horrible. If that was playing all summer long, I would not last the entire summer.
No. We would all have there would be a lot more public funding for mental health.
Right, exactly.
You'd hope.
If it was if as soon as
if
the
regular
leaves
show
of
song?
spring, as soon as the leaves of spring gave way to the light of summer, it just started.
It just
it's
started playing.
summertime, and you know what that means. No.
So are you doing a double up here?
I'm not doing it. No, because we only need one offensive lineman on the team.
You're just doing Smash Mouth, but
right.
But you're supposing that if you were picking sort of a reverse draft wherein you wanted the worst thing,
The worst pick
would be that regular show song.
It'd be that horrible
If we
radio
had-
show.
Summertime lovin' in the summertime.
Time. Yeah.
Time.
It's in parentheses. So I definitely would pick Smash Mouth. I definitely, if I am brought back to one,
Just Smash Mouth in general or something specific?
I mean, like
You think Smash Mouth is just a very summery
It's
band?
a very summery band. It's just got a lot of all of it. Their tunes are a little
They're light,
upbeat,
fun,
little
and-
fun.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm always brought back to. I went to the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk one time with one of my old girlfriends and a couple of my friends, and we were hanging out on the beach and chilling. And then we did not anticipate going there to see Smash Mouth, but those motherfuckers were on stage at Santa Cruz, and I was like,
That's
"It's the Shrek songs."
They were there.
Yeah, like.
Shrek. You just on the
Dude, that's
billboard.
like when we were over by the river stage the other day, and there was like a concert going on, and we were like, "Who's here?" And it was Modest Mouse
and the Pixies.
and the Pixies.
Which
And
is
we were like,
random.
"Oh my god!"
Yeah, right.
Just like out of nowhere.
Hella random. Yeah, exactly. But always a good time, if
to Santa
we're
Cruz.
talking about the vibe, Also, the ghost of Steve Hardwell could probably play fucking football, so that's what we're drafting for, right? Is our football picks,
football team.
Like metaphorically.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's Smash Mouth, a crisp breeze, the heat of the sun. These are all my drafts.
Those are very, very summery things. Okay. All right. We've had two good audio picks to start out with. Now we don't have to do this in order. We don't have to do the same thing every round. But I'm gonna round it out. I'm gonna give a classic for my audio pick. The song "School's Out for Summer" by Alice Cooper.
Forever.
I was in a
appreciate that.
video design class in high school, and we all had to make a music video. Every group had to make a music video, and my group chose "School's Out for Summer" by Alice Cooper.
That's a good Michigan boy right there.
Oh yeah, and we used Guitar Hero instruments that I dragged out of my basement,
Oh, man.
and we put a green screen behind us and put some adoring fan
Makeup?
video and the what?
Wow.
Makeup?
No makeup.
Aw.
No, we were
Alice Cooper makeup?
we were three very awkward high schoolers.
No. One of you could have pulled it off.
We could have tried. Josh was very pale though. I think it would have taken a lot of effort.
Have you seen Alice Cooper?
Yeah, no, he is the epitome. But that's my pick. I think that's very classic. I think beyond simply just having like a literal connection through that assignment that I had to do, it's very like, hell yeah, school's out for summer. School's out forever. In fact, as a child in my mind, it was out forever, because how could I conceive of 3 months passing and having to go back to school?
And this guy is white. Okay.
Alice Cooper, yeah, he's white as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then no more pencils, no more books. As a
No
child,
more teachers' dirty looks?
right? I was always like, wow, these are some good, solid benefits that I can get behind.
Wow.
That's what
fair.
I said
fair.
often as a child.
Right. This is also your favorite book was The Butterfly Revolution.
Yes.
Revolting against your teachers and creating a utopia for children.
That was my goal.
Really?
And Alice Cooper's vibes helped me visualize that. That's my pick. I don't know about the universality. Maybe a lot of people think that song is kind of cringy.
Did he write that when he was young, or did he write that when he was as old as he looked in those pictures?
That's a great question.
Alice
If he
Cooper?
wrote it while he, like, if he wrote it when he graduated, like, maybe even college, I'd be like, okay, yeah, but if he wrote it when he was 45, I'm like, bro, school has been out for a minute for you.
Right. School has been out for quite a long time. Okay, School's Out is a song first recorded as the title track of Alice Cooper's fifth album. It was released as the album's only single on April 26, 1972.
Was he like in his 30s?
How the
Late
fuck
20s.
How old is Malice Cooper?
How old is Alice
What is
Cooper?
Alice Cooper's
Alice
real
Cooper
name?
was born. Alice Cooper, born Vincent Damon Fernier.
Was he born in Detroit?
Almost a cooler name than Alice Cooper.
Alice Cooper rolls off the tongue a little
He was
easier.
born
It definitely does.
in Detroit.
He was born in 1948, so he put that song out when he was 34.
That motherfucker was out of school for a minute.
That fool had been out of school for...
He may never have been in school.
That fool had been out of school for 22 years.
I say fool in the most pejorative way possible.
Oh, yeah.
You fool.
And
Oh my God.
I say 22 years because I'm sure that Alice Cooper went to one of those one-room schoolhouses and very quickly graduated and
So this is
moved on.
completely
I'm curious to know.
tangential,
Mm-hmm.
but I streamed Mortal Kombat 1, the story mode with
Oh, yeah.
with Sam and Nick, and there's this scene in the story mode because in the story mode of that game, I think it's Liu Kang. He like takes Raiden's power because Raiden is like the god of combat or whatever, and he reforms the universe. He like literally is like,
Yeah,
now
yeah.
I'm God, so I'm gonna reform everything.
That's like the whole reason that they're calling it one, because
Right.
they're like resetting.
Right. So there are 3 characters in this because like the main lore of Mortal Kombat is like there's the Earth realm, which is where people live, and then there's like the Out realm where all like the demons and the monsters live.
And that's what they do the Mortal Kombat for, so that,
Right.
you know.
It can protect.
Oh,
Right.
yeah, I always forget the lore.
So they go out to
The
the
movie
Out
does a
realm.
great job of explaining. We should watch the Mortal Kombat movie.
Okay, sure.
So they go out to the Out realm, and it's like all the characters are being reintroduced, and there's this part where it's like it's Melina, Kitana, and Sindel, and Melina and Kitana are princesses, daughters of Sindel. And so Melina has this sickness that makes her have that crazy mouth, and it makes her like a bloodthirsty monster.
She's like a demon girl.
Right, but it's called Tarkot. It's a disease that you can catch, and it basically like slowly turns you into a monster. So there's this part where it's like, she's like, yeah, I wasn't really feeling well at this banquet. And it's like, and Sindel turns to her and goes, your sickness is your own fault. It's because you don't think, Melina. And I was like, dude, I've been...
Dad,
like,
stop.
Mom, yo.
Papa.
Like, legit, like, I cannot get enough of, like, it's because you don't think. Like, it was so unnecessarily mean.
It's like the fucking... Oh my god, that just reminds me of the Invincible thing where it's like, think, Mark!
You think, Mark? No, legit. And, like, to this day, I've been making that joke. It's like, it's because you don't fucking think. Like,
Dude.
it's just...
You don't think.
It's because you don't fucking think. And
That's why you have the demon disease, because you don't think.
It's because the disease is your fault as well. Just like
100%.
way to fucking victim blame, but also
1,000%.
just when you said when you said this fool in reference to Alice
This
Cooper,
fool.
the first thing I was reminded of, it's because you don't fucking think.
because you're a fool.
It's because you've been out of school for 10 years, dude. It's because you don't fucking think.
Because you wrote a song about being in school when you were 34 years old.
What's your brain?
God.
Now it's Alice Cooper chained to that back wall in the cave.
Oh my god. Somebody mod Alice Cooper in over Melina, please. If I can get an Alice Cooper, like, I know he definitely fits, like, someone else way better, but if I can get an Alice Cooper Melina mod, I'll take it.
Holy shit, dude.
Oh my god. Okay, alright, that was round 1. That was the, I guess we all did audio that round. We all did sounds and songs.
Well, yeah, like I said, I like lists, so I'm gonna go down.
You started with the first thing I said. Well, it's back to you then. It's your turn once more. Would you like to choose yet another thing to draft for your summer?
I would, but I'm gonna go out of order now because I was thinking about this first. Thinking about first.
I would love that.
I thought you said I love you. I was like, oh, I love you too.
I also that.
Oh, cool. Okay, I'm glad we're on the same page. Okay, so I'm gonna do.
Meanwhile, Lucas is just slowly coughing to death.
I mean, I'm doing the same thing.
It's alright.
Don't draw attention to it.
I
It's
love
fine.
you. I love you too.
So, you guys were talking about school, oddly enough,
Yep.
the classic song by Alice Cooper inspiring it. I didn't realize how much of my life was, like, structured around it, especially when you go, like, secondary, into college, and how it just kind of solidifies things.
Oh, yeah.
So the summer for me was, like, the first time I had time to myself, because the semesters were over, it was summer break. So, like, the first time I would pick up, like, a book I've been dying to read.
That's a good first.
Yes.
That's
like
finding... That's a good, like, not a school-assigned book, but, like, a book you've been waiting for.
Something I wanted to read. That's how I find books that I was, like, in love. Like, I was thinking specifically of the time that I found American Gods for the first time. Mm-hmm. It's a good book to read if you're struggling. I'll say. It's a good, like, finding yourself story. Mm-hmm. Told by Neil Gaiman, so it's fantastic. Mm-hmm. But I would go and I would either, like, drive to find somewhere to read it, because I was living with annoying roommates at the time. The house was loud. But it was, it was summer, so it was warm enough that you could go and do these things, or I'd go find somewhere to sit and read on campus or something. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that.
So this is sort of to you sort of like a double, almost a double first.
Yeah, it's not in a classic sense of, like, a very, very first, but it's like you're discovering a first each time you kind of go out.
Yeah, it's
and then each time you pick up a book.
Not only the first time you get away from being surrounded by people, as you would be all school year.
Yeah, I
also,
don't like people, so yes, it's a very, like, good thing to, like, retreat.
Right. Also, the first time,
first time I'm left alone in months.
Yeah, and, like, the first time you're able to, like, pick your own reading in a way where, like,
it's not for an assignment.
Yes, you're not being graded. You're just reading a book to read a book.
Or even just, like, my professor would be like, "You should read this because you've been writing papers about it. You'd be interested in it." And it's like, yeah, sure.
But just a book you like. Just a book you want to read.
My mind needs to do something else for a while, or it's just gonna.
It needs to relax.
Yeah.
I like that.
Fall apart.
That's a very wholesome sort of, like, self-fulfilling.
Summer is wholesome for me. So.
I like that.
Thank you.
It's a good one.
Cool. Hell yeah.
Let's go wholesome summer, dude.
Wholesome summer.
That's how I want to spend my summer.
Bro, I will say bonus points if you can build a fucking vibe for your entire summer draft.
That's what I'm doing right now.
Great. Mm-hmm. You want to follow up?
Yeah, fuck it. I'll do the water. Or whatever, just something to do with water.
Something water related.
Fucking Lake Anza, dude.
Nice.
Fucking Lake Anza is the pick, is the move. Okay? I mean, you've seen lakes before. You've seen little rivers and streams.
Quite a many.
Have you seen one in the heart of Berkeley, literally just secluded along the corner of like, you just have to make one turn, and, like, suddenly you're next to not only a merry-go-round, but an entire lake with an adjoining river that you can walk up through, and you don't see any houses. It's secluded. It's in this one area. It's tranquil. There's no time that I've ever gone up that fucking beautiful-ass Fish Ranch Road and seen that wonderful view of Berkeley and San Francisco that I have driven down past these, like, all these rocks and cutoffs and trails down into this country club that you have to go around. Never have I gotten to that lake and been in a bad mood.
Right.
Never have I gotten into that, and I'm like, man, I fucking hate being here, man. Like,
God damn
never.
it.
Not once in my life. And the first time I ever went there, I actually was shown it by a person I went on a date with, and we went there. And they were hella cool. I mean, that person, I just remember them fondly because they were like, hey, can you go to this place? Which, number one, has now become one of my favorite places. But she also, like, immediately was like, are you cool if I... And then, like, before even finishing asking me, she rolled down the window and sat on the car, like, on the car door. And, like, sat all the way out and, like, held her arms out. And I was like, that's the coolest fucking thing. Like, it's the most fun. Yeah, like, I've been doing that almost every time I go there. That's a part of the tradition.
That's cool.
Is just
very nice.
Sit out, stay safe, don't fall out the fucking car, but, like, stay safe, and then yeah, I mean, it's a nice spot.
It is.
It's reminiscent of summer. It's always better in the warmer months.
Oh yeah. I like that. So you've got a very specific draft pick for your water related fill spot. Mm-hmm. That is a coordinate possible location that you're putting on there.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
I like this. No, I think that that's good. I think that like some aspects of the draft of the ideal summer being very like vague, and some of them being very specific are like, I think that's a good mix.
Yeah.
And Anza's Lake Anza's still very like, it, you know, the inclusion on the list is still vague enough to not be like, well, it's not just swimming there. It's not just this. It's just, at some point,
there's a
showing up and being there.
Algae is really thick, right?
Yeah, I mean, I saw a guy swimming in there, but it almost kind of frustrated me because I was like, "There's a microbiome."
Yeah, you kind of want to like yell at the dude and be like, "Hey, stop!"
He's like swimming. Yeah, he's like moving all the fish and swimming through all the algae and shit. I'm like, dude. First of all, brain-eating amoeba. Second of all, stop. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, those lakes are not super clean.
But
they're very
that's
pretty.
another aspect of that lake that I think is great. Is like I went to Stinson Beach recently. I went to the ocean,
mm-hmm.
and I just like sat in the water, and the ocean is always going to pull me in. The temptation to swim in the ocean is
that's called a riptide. So
yeah, I know, yeah, it would kill me. But
remember, kids, don't let the ocean pull you in.
It's okay, man.
It's very cold.
Yeah, even if he's got cool seals and sharks,
even if the ocean comes up to you and is like, hey, all the cool kids are getting into me and like swimming around,
getting into me,
right.
Huh?
Even if the ocean comes up to
you
and
gotta
he's got
back
on
away.
really
right.
cool shades.
Remember, at some point, the land gets dry enough that he can't chase you, so you can run.
That is the important thing. Even if the ocean walks up to you and it has on like a sick bomber jacket and like
cool aviators,
like harem pants and like
right,
incredible,
like the custom designed high top Converse.
Mm-hmm.
Even then, you don't want to get sucked in. You don't want to get pulled in. You can't do that.
Okay, but at that point, what if he starts styling on you? What if he challenges you?
What if he starts Friday Night Funkin' on you?
Yeah, right.
What if the ocean comes up to you and starts Friday Night Funkin'? Boop, 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 boop.
Yeah, right. Oh my goodness. But the temptation with Lake Anza just isn't there because so much of its splendor is in its relation to water rather than the water itself.
Yeah, and like the undisturbed aspect of it.
Right, because you go to that like stream up river from the lake, and
mm-hmm.
it's like all these beautiful waterfalls that you can sit on the rocks next to, and you're just like, it's
great.
It's not. I don't want to jump in the little tide pools. Yeah, it's just about it's just about being there. So yeah. No, good pick. I'd definitely have Lake Anza on the defensive line though. You know, if you guys are trying to throw a ball.
No, Lake Anza's a tank. Lake Anza's
sure.
Lake Anza's full receive.
What you got for yours?
I'm gonna pop over to food and drink.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a step out in a direction that I don't normally take and go, you know what? Here's a food that I really really like. And you know what? You can fault me if this is too autumnal. You know, you can subtract some of my points if you think.
Are you gonna PSL right now?
No, I'm not, because that's very autumnal. That's explicitly autumnal. I'm gonna go with s'mores.
Okay.
I'm just gonna pull s'mores.
You can do that in the summer. That's not.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Because I know a lot of people like to have fires and bonfires closer to when it gets colder.
Yeah.
Closer to September and October.
But fire in the summer.
For me, I'm gonna say s'mores are very summery. Mm-hmm. S'mores are very, you're hanging out at someone's house. They've got a fire pit. You go pick up some sticks, or maybe they bought like those expensive metal rods that you hold out over the fire. You roast those marshmallows to a beautiful, lovely little Cocker Spaniel golden brown.
Cocker Spaniel.
You grab some unbranded chocolate squares. You slap them right on some unbranded graham crackers. You build yourself a delicious little treat. It's self-sufficient. You're cooking. You're having fun in the summertime. You're outdoors. You're connecting with other people as you make food together. Mm-hmm. In a way that's not like, oh, hey, we're both in the kitchen and we're trying to make something at the same time, and wow, you're in my way. Because That's not what s'mores are about. S'mores are about hanging out, putting some marshmallow in between some crackers, wolfing that shit down.
Hanging out.
Wolfing.
Eating like 6 or 7 of those in 20 minutes. Like, that's what I'm talking about.
That's a lot of sugar.
That's a lot of sugar.
It is.
Bouncing around
It is.
grandparents' backyard. Boing, boing.
So first, it sounds like we need to go camping, which would be perfect, because
This one doesn't like camping.
Yosemite has those, they're like semi-cabins, where
Yeah.
they're just, it's like a tarp, and you can basically put, like
Like
blankets around.
Like a yurt,
It's
essentially.
a yurt, almost, yeah, which they're close relatively to other people, but if we went out to Yosemite, I
You
mean...
probably want to be closer to people.
Yeah, because you're going to
of
be
the-
out in the untamed wilderness
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
22 hours of the day.
Because they
like-
don't, like... It's kind of
And then
like
for 2
whatever
hours of the day,
happens...
you get to go to 7-Eleven.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
But my brother went to Mount Rainier
Yeah.
recently and took pictures at night. The stars were incredible.
Unbelievable.
Like,
yeah.
so bright. Like, if it was some sort of, like, high-res photo taken by NASA, and he was just like, no, it's from my iPhone. I was like, what the fuck?
Just my phone.
I missed that.
There's another spot on Mount Tam that I have to look up.
Where's
but
Mount
it's
Tam?
Mount Tam is like right by Stinson Beach. It was the place that I went to. But there's it's like the nightly something campground, and it's like literally if you camped there, that's like old style camping. So
Yeah.
for sure, it's just like
tents.
metal barbecue and a wood table, and then you
Yeah,
gotta figure out the rest.
The metal barbecue that's literally like, oh, cool, like, this reminds me of Hannibal Lecter when I look at it from a certain angle.
Yeah, right. That's more hard style camping, and
Yeah.
that would require a lot more preparation. But the view was fucking insane. Like, not only could you see the city, but you could see all the wilderness next to the city, which I thought was a really good touch. And then the fucking fog rolled in, and the clouds came over the trees. And it was just...
I want that
that's a
experience.
good-
Can you camp on the Marin Headlands?
You might
know?
be able to.
Like,
yeah.
where we found that weird shack or wherever that
Yeah,
was?
yeah, where the decommissioned military base.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because
We
the
probably
fog
could.
would be
For a
nuts.
second, I was like, weird shack.
Do you remember?
Do you want to stay in the
No,
weird
I don't want to
shack?
sleep in there.
That would be kind of cool.
I
I
mean,
would totally, like, hang out
if,
in there.
if we
but-
went in and, like, power washed some of the shit off the floor
Yeah, I mean, we'd set up a
beforehand,
tent,
but, like,
right?
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
not
it wouldn't be
gonna-
like a...
Yeah.
But when I used to go camping, the
Yeah.
thing that I did with marshmallows was me, my sister, and sometimes my mom, we'd have this competition where we'd roast the marshmallow and then peel off the top layer and see how many layers of the marshmallow we could get after roasting it.
You're doing the marshmallow skins.
the
thing.
marshmallow skins, yeah. I think my record was like 14. It was like something
Wow.
unbelievable.
Incredible.
And I was just like, I was so proud of it, and then, you know,
And then afterwards you go to eat it and you're just like, wow, this is like crunchy sugar.
yeah, right,
Yeah.
exactly. But yeah, so s'mores are great, especially in summertime.
Cool.
The extra sweetness.
Yeah, no, that was the one thing. I guess I didn't pre-pick that, but I was going through some like summer stuff in my head, and I was like, you know what? You both know I'm not a food person, so like if I choose a food, it's gonna have to be something real specific that's like absolutely like undeniably good. And s'mores checks that box.
They're
S'mores-
simple. There's no need to make them more complicated or ridiculous, like on, I don't know, Bake
Hollywood.
Off. Yeah. They're just like making some gourmet nonsense. It's just some
No, it's
graham
just a
crackers,
classic American
some
s'more.
chocolate, and a fucking marshmallow.
That's
Nothing
it.
else.
That's all you need.
All right, what's your summer food, Chelsea?
Oh yeah,
Me?
rotating back around to Chelsea. Do you want to do food, or do you want to?
No, I can do that one.
Bless you.
Mine was just the concept of a barbecue.
Oh, the barbecue that looks like Hannibal Lecter.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love it.
Well, I mean, of course.
Hannibal Lecter, the famous barbecue.
Barbecue, yes.
Well, he was definitely a man who liked to cook meat.
Yeah, well,
I'll tell you that much.
No, just the concept of like cooking food outside and sitting outside, eating it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a lot of summer for me is outside.
What? That's
Being
great.
that I spent more like the majority of my life in Michigan, where you're just cooped up all winter. And you can't really. It's just so cold. You can't go outside. at certain times. So just being able to just do that. You just want to
being
spend,
able to finally go outside and do whatever
you want to
you
spend
want.
as much time as you can.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, here I'm just like, it's sort of like a pseudo summer, like I said, all the time for
Whenever
me.
you want to go outside.
I'm just like,
pretty
I'm
much.
outside. You're like, it's 40 degrees. Why are you sitting outside and reading a book?
Because
I can.
Because it's like a different 40 degrees.
Because, yeah, I know I'm not going to freeze to death because it's going to get warmer, not randomly colder.
Yeah.
Because the sun just doesn't want to come out that day.
Yeah, no,
But, just plus this.
I would relate.
So good. Just barbecuing chicken.
The barbecue sniff.
Oh, so good.
That classic mix of spices and butters.
Yeah, and then, like, we would do, like, a lot of, like, family gatherings, I guess, because you have, like, graduations and stuff in the summer. People's birthdays, whatever. So it's just, like, a lot of, like, people just bringing food together and eating. Just, like, a bunch of different stuff.
Very, very communal.
Potluck,
warm,
like. Yeah.
nice outdoors.
Yes.
Good food.
Yeah, not too complicated.
I would agree. I'd say barbecue.
Plus barbecue is delicious.
Pretty solid. Do you have a specific barbecue related memory that you want to connect to that? One time I was at a barbecue and I saw a dog and I chased it until it took me to a strange land where I drove around with it in a car and there was a toll booth. Oh, hold on a second. This was a book.
This was a book. No. But there was this one time I went to Eastern Market in Detroit in the summer, and they have, like, amazing barbecue places there, and they cook all of the meat outside, and you can just walk by it. I just remember standing in the street. It's closed off, but still. Just standing in the street, just smelling all the different meat around me, which is a weird thing to say, but
No, I think my Aunt Becky took me to that once. I think I know exactly what you're talking about.
so good. Yeah, because, like, it historically was, like, a meat packing plant area, so, like, keeping in that tradition, and then also, like,
The meat tradition.
I want to, like, I'm not like, oh my god, meat, but something about just grilling chicken outside.
It's very,
It's become very carnal. I'm just like, I want to eat a whole chicken with my hands.
Yeah, and then like
Like,
if you
tear
cooked
this
a chicken,
beast.
you'd be full, right? Like a
Yes.
chicken breast that's cooked on a pan, but then you're like, it's that grizzle. It's that,
Yeah,
it's
the
like
char
the entire
and
fucking thing.
the fire. This the taste of fire.
fire. Yeah, exactly.
It's the
I will admit, I'm, as I've said, not a food person, but I'm partial to a good barbecue every now and then. I love me some pulled pork. I love me some good, like, spicy sweet and sour sauce.
Yeah,
Um,
good barbecue sauce.
Some very solid,
The
like,
apple barbecue sauce from Slows.
like well done ribs where they're just like you don't even have to bite into it. You just rub your lips across that motherfucker and that food
My
is-
stepdad would marinate ribs for 2 days in this solution that he had, and when he cooked those things, like,
Fell off.
oh my god, I will never eat ribs that don't come from Matt, dude. Like, that motherfucker can cook.
You just have to
ribs.
look at it right, and it would start sliding off the bone.
Legit, and it's
So- I
so
want barbecue
good,
now.
and it was so good for years, dude. This dude knew how to cook. When I was, I think I had been 13 or 14. It was at a barbecue at Lake Berryessa with some of my family's friends. So when I was, like, younger, my mom used to take me to these parties, and she would let me hang out with the kids that were there, but all the adults would party in the other room.
Right.
Classic.
Right, and we used to hang out with them a lot because they weren't family members, but they were friends, right? So it's like we went up to Lake Berryessa with them, and I think one of them had like one of those jet skis, and so he was hitting that shit like across Lake Berryessa, and had to have been fucking. There was a guy swimming across the channel, and it was one of the people that we were with, and I was like on the shore of the channel, and I was sitting there watching, and he like got to the middle just as the fucking jet ski like started to come across, and I swear to God, this dude like had the foresight to see it and dive, and he dove under just as it passed over him.
Oh my God.
And for a second, I was like, this dude got killed.
He's dead?
Like, yeah, and then so I stood up. And he got out, he was like in the water, he was like, woo! Because he was drunk as fuck, dude. So he was
dude.
fine. He was like, yeah!
To
like,
him, that was an incredible accomplishment.
Yeah,
that was
right.
Scary.
That was his
Super
fucking
scary.
Mission Impossible
Boating
movie.
And
while
then- yeah.
drunk? No way.
So I got out of the water and I'm like, I'm gonna go back to the party. And I like walk over and the first thing I see, and this dude turns to me and he's like, hey, are you alright? Is a motherfucker on stilts. This dude walks up like it's Lake Berryessa. He for no reason needs to be on these like compression ass hydraulic stilts. He just walks over to me, he's like, what's up, man? I was like, everything okay? I was like,
You're like,
it's like,
You know, I've wanted
like
to
I
go
thought
to
I
Lake
just
Berryessa.
saw a
This
man
place sounds
die,
wild.
and now a giant is speaking at me. I was
dude,
like,
best part, he let me wear them. That was great, dude. I was like, can I try these? And he was like, yeah, for sure. Like, give me a sec.
absolutely.
I ran
died,
around
why
for
not?
yeah. I almost fucked myself up on them because I was like way too young to be
Bet.
using them. But that shit was fun, dude.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah.
That sounds great. That sounds really good. Is
Berryessa
this?
sounds
Are we
wild.
still talking about Chelsea's barbecue pick?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Cool.
Because we're like that's the whole thing too. Because crazy
Barbecue
shit happens
unlocks
at
some
barbecues.
stuff.
Because usually you try to have them near some source of water because it's more fun. Because you can do crazy fun shit
You can
On
drink a
lakes.
beer and have a swim.
and have a swim, or someone can pull you by a rope with their boat, or
Oh my god.
That's fun.
Oh my god.
it's fun.
It's so good. It's good. Barbecuing can lead to some good stuff.
Some silly nonsense. For
Barbecuing is it's a gateway drug to positive summer enjoyment.
Sure. I don't know if Dare would stand by that statement, but sure.
Whatever. They just don't want
I
you
saw
to.
a
Dare
girl
to- okay.
wearing a Dare shirt recently outside of the courthouse, and I didn't know if it was a resurgence of the actual program
Or like a joke
or
about it.
she bought it at Target.
It could
I'm
be.
going
it could
with the
be either.
latter, but
It's-
honestly, it could be both.
It's a commodification of the initial message.
Right.
It's just like that's
I think
that's
I've
a
seen them at
recognizable
Target.
brand.
It's just
Yeah.
memeable at this point. Is what
Right,
it is.
'cause it
Like-
didn't
It's
work.
memetic.
Please tell me
you know,
you were here for like your DUI case
right.
being heard today.
Right,
That
like she
shirt.
put that Dare shirt on so that the judge
judge
would
would think
know that she's been reformed and she's advanced in her substance abuse.
Sure.
I'm gonna make a corporation or a little company that helps, and I'm gonna call it DARE, but it's
Yeah.
gonna be Drug Abuse Reinforcement Education, and I'm gonna tell people how cool barbecues are, and just
Right.
be like, you should drink at barbecues.
You should do speed at barbecue.
Okay, this is a first grade class, like yeah, like
Whoa, whoa.
You're like, look, ma'am, I was invited in here. Who are you?
yeah. All right, a first for me.
Yeah. Please roll around to your turn.
Exercise. And I mean, that's been a staple throughout almost every year of my life, because not only when I was a kid was it time for me to get out of the house, get out of the classroom. When I was
Sure.
young, my parents were adamant that I get outside every day, which was, for me, I will be like, yeah, that was nice at the end of the day, because I think it did help me build like skills to engage with the real world,
Yeah.
while also getting me out. If I needed to go somewhere, I'd walk around. If I needed to find my way, I would do all the things necessary to get to these crazy places, especially in Benicia. Once I was able to get out there, like you could find almost anything. It was enchanting as a kid to discover the world, one way or another. But then as I began to grow up, I took weight training classes in high school, and the teachers were like, my whole opinion with school was like I did well enough that people didn't have to pay attention to me.
Yeah.
So it was like, you're not going to cause trouble, and also your grades are fine. So it's
Yeah,
like,
you're not failing so badly that I think that you're going to flunk out and go to a lot of barbecues.
right, yeah. Oh man.
Is that what's happening now?
Yeah.
Barbecues
but-
are bad now?
Well,
How?
a gateway drug.
Yeah,
Hey.
but
To fun.
it was also there is something improdigious, which is like a word I literally just came up with, but just to mean that like I wasn't a prodigy either for
Right.
lifting weights. Like I wasn't super strong. So the only way that I actually learned, and the only times I actually spent exercising, were in the summertime. In fucking between junior and senior year. That was when I lost all that weight. And then after that, I got a gym membership, and I went every single day for 3 years. Every single fucking day I was going to the gym. And, but that was always in the summertime. There was always just the opportunity, like, where I could work on myself. So, yeah, that's the first.
Nice.
The concept of exercise is going to be a great receiver, so...
I think so. I see what you're going for, though. You mean like the first time? It's sort of like Chelsea's like the first time you're able to go and like read a book on your own. Yours is very much like the first time you're able to exercise, like not just from like PE or whatever, but like the way that you want to exercise.
Yeah, right.
And like
Yeah,
whenever
soccer,
you feel like.
which was still organized, but it was something, you know, it was a bit more free. You were in control of your own
Yeah.
actions, your own body on the field type thing.
You did relate it to a story. You talked about how you
One
you
time,
got a gym membership and everything.
yeah. One time when I was younger, I had a couple friends who were, to put it lightly, ne'er-do-wells, no-gooders, or like, you know, they were a little rebellious. So
A little bit.
yeah, so one of my friends was like, "Hey, I know this island that's down by 9th Street that when the tide is low, we can walk out to." And
Is
I
this
was
Benicia?
in Benicia.
Oh, I know. I've been told of this as well.
Yeah, I might have told you this, but
Should we not be saying place names?
That's fine.
yeah, I live
just-
at 4223 Arroyo Drive. Yeah, you can come find me in Salida, California.
That's an actual address.
Yeah, right. My friends take me down there, and the first thing that doesn't feel right to me is that we have to cross through somebody's side yard, and there's no gates, so obviously you can like get down there, but we're
Yeah.
like in somebody's backyard, you know, and like so this person and her two friends. She's like, okay, we gotta get over here, and so there's this huge fucking log, bigger than any of us. It's like 3 of us combined, and it's fucking hella heavy. So the tide is still in. You know, the tide is actually coming in right now.
Okay.
And so the island is unreachable, but this girl, she's like, you know, we could lift this and move it and use it as a bridge. And I'm like, okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know about this
I don't
one.
wanna-
You're gonna move a whole ass street?
And so this guy, the guy whose house we're behind comes out and he's like, hey, you guys gotta get the fuck out of here. Like, obviously, because
Yeah, 'cause
we're
it's
in
his goddamn house.
right, it's in his
Trespassing.
backyard. So of course my friends like start arguing with this motherfucker because it's like, what else are you gonna do at that age?
Right.
And so they leave, but I'm hiding behind a rock.
So you've told me about this.
I think I told you about this. Yeah. So I hid behind a rock because I was like, what, fucking 12?
Yeah,
like,
and you know, like you fight or flight, right?
Right.
And you were like, oh, flight.
Yep,
But
so
you
I-
couldn't flight anywhere.
So I go down the path of rocks, and I go down because it's all these houses in a row leading down to the 9th Street Park, and then at the edge of all of these backyards are rocks that lead into the
Yeah,
the
sort
bay.
of like a little bit of a cliff.
yeah.
I
like
vaguely remember
like,
So-
that
like an
area.
8-foot cliff or whatever.
Right. I'm climbing along the rocks, and after a while, this tide starts coming in. So it goes up first to my feet, then to my fucking calves, then I'm up to my waist, and I'm like, all right. That was also the first time I figured out that I liked rock climbing, because I had to scale a giant rock wall to get up out of the water.
Literally, like,
Wow,
survive.
you unlocked a new passion.
Right, yeah. And that's another, like, you want to talk exercise you can do in the summer, and exercise we can do at any time, but rock climbing is so
I miss
much
just-
fucking fun.
Rock
Hiking
climbing is
up rocks,
classic.
that what we were doing at Mount Diablo. Just-
Yes.
that makes your legs feel good.
It's good.
Makes your
It
upper
is
body
good.
feel good too.
Gotta
'cause you're just
go.
using both.
To the fucking hiking spots. We've got it.
Yes.
I like that you were like, here's another story to relate to my exercise. One time I almost drowned.
Well, everybody
I would've
has
just
that.
swam. To be honest, yeah.
I walked onto a man's property without his permission, went into his backyard, and then almost drowned after my friends abandoned me.
It just sounded more like the tide coming in was an inconvenience you didn't want to
I
deal
was
with
gonna
at that
swim.
time.
Don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
but I had like my phone and all
Yeah,
of
you're
my
like,
shit.
I'm
so
not
you didn't
prepared
wanna
to
have to do
swim
that.
right now.
Right.
Yeah, no, it was more like that.
I feel that.
It was scary. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, these
Yeah.
motherfuckers. I will never forget. I walked up to them like because they were at 9th Street and they were like, "Where did you go?" I'm like, "We just walked away."
Into
Like,
the water.
yeah.
Where did you go?
Yeah.
Funny. That's good. I like that. First exercise. First ability to exercise. Okay. Roll around to my turn. I'm gonna do my water one. And for water, I'm going to do. I think this is something you'll relate to. You, Chelsea, will relate to more than Lucas will. But I'm gonna say, sitting on a boat on a lake watching the fireworks on 4th of July.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a very Michigan thing, especially because my aunt owns a lake house and she has her own boat and everything. So what we would do every single year was, even back when I was a little kid and I lived in Oregon, in Portland, Oregon, we would fly out to Michigan just for like a couple days during July so that we could do 4th of July.
One of the nicest months.
Yeah, and we would go
Michigan.
in June and July are definitely the most ideal Michigan months.
Still can be very humid, but
Oh yeah, but when you're from Portland, where it's just like rainy all the time, and you're just kind of like, oh, it's sort of different weather. It was very good, and I loved sitting on the boat and just listening to the fireworks. I don't love
it has a nice boat.
I don't love the sound of fireworks, but like, what are you gonna do? That's what fireworks sound like.
But it's in an area.
I'm one of those small dogs, you know.
It's in a larger area. It's over water, so it's
Yeah,
not catching
it
anything on fire.
feels safe. You know?
like, unlike here when people light up fireworks, you're like,
But yeah,
Don't
so
do that.
you get on the boat, you go out into the lake. There's already like 45 other boats out on the lake. You just line your boat up with some other ones, and then wait until it gets dark enough and the city starts lighting up those sparklers. That's a big water one for me. Do you have a relation to that? Do you have a?
Whenever I see fireworks, the game that I play is like, I'm a wizard, and I'll just point at the firework when it explodes.
cool.
There's an old
shit, a wizard.
ridiculous ass anime called Eden of the East, where maybe you've seen it before. Yeah, he gets like a phone for no reason that has like infinite money, and he can just like call in favors from this organization at any time. And like the very last thing, the pinnacle of the end of that is he's like, hey, I'm gonna need to call in a fighter jet, and they're like, you gotta spend the rest of your fucking money. He's like, yeah, well, they're gonna destroy a city with a bunch of missiles, and so he calls in like a fleet of fighter jets to shoot down the missiles that are gonna destroy the city.
Nice.
And he's just standing there like pointing out the missiles in the sky for them to blow out.
That's very anime.
Right.
That's
yeah.
very epic anime.
They call him the Sky King after that. It's ridiculous. But like that's what I'm always like. And it,
Damn.
And I'm like, it's me! I did it! Yeah, like,
Right.
Even though,
I do that with I do like the Jedi hand wave whenever I walk over to a sliding automatic door.
Yeah, right.
Every single time I do the.
Mine is I wish that I like to push cars like I'm Magneto, and
There
then
you go.
imagine that I crush them and throw them away.
Well, that's the thing that you do when you're standing somewhere and there's like someone way off in the distance and you just like
Smush 'em.
smush their head. You like pinch it between your fingers and you're like,
Yeah, like,
I got you.
like,
I killed
and
you.
then, like,
Yeah.
Right.
Speaking of anime, there is an anime called the Edo period. It's called something like that. And at first I thought it was something like very like fantastical and ridiculous because the premise is that there's this guy who works for a fireworks designer. And the Edo period is when they invented fireworks in Japan. So it's actually very historically accurate and very like good. And the animation's very solid too, and it's very pretty. So I would recommend it. But so this guy works for a fireworks designer, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I watched it. But there's this girl that he meets, and she's like, "Can you build me a firework so big it'll fly me all the way to the moon?" And that's his.
It's a rocket, dude.
His dream.
That's that's his like
So he's
goal
a
for the
rocket
rest. So I
scientist?
never finished it because I think I lost access to whatever streaming service it was on. But it was very good because like like a lot of anime will do that thing where it's like, look at this food, isn't it like almost so beautiful it's like sexy, and you're like, yeah, kind of, and because it's anime food.
Sure.
With that,
anime food.
what they would do was make the fireworks very realistic and very like different looking. It was a very good, like visually good anime. And I thought there was gonna be like some some sci-fi twist or something where they actually do achieve it and go to the moon, but that didn't happen.
I would imagine it more as a fantasy twist. Like it would be, he would use a big firework. I will build the biggest firework, and it looks like a rocket, but it's a firework.
Yeah, and then it goes up in the sky and explodes. And that girl that was like
Dies.
Is yeah, she's
dead.
riding it. She's dead.
Holy shit.
That's the twist.
That's terrible.
Yeah. Why did you come up with that?
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Why would you say something like that?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're right.
Oh man. All right. That'll be it for round 3. We've each got 2 things left. I think everyone's got different things. I've got a first and a wild card left.
Yeah, I've got it.
I mean, I can do my water.
You can do whichever one you want.
Go rapid
do not feel pressured. But yes, we will roll it back to your turn. Okay, so we've got about half an hour before you need to leave.
Give or take. I should probably get out of here maybe in the next 10-15.
Okay, so let's do these a little bit faster, a little less stories for these last 2 rounds.
Just lakes for me.
Just lakes?
Growing up where I did.
Okay.
Usually, you can roll it into my wild card too, which was camping. Which I suppose isn't so much of a wild card, but those two things were usually connected.
Oh, you're doing both yours right now? Lakes and camping are your last 2?
Yeah, because we would usually find campgrounds which are near lakes.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of the water thing for me too is just, I remember going out with a friend, like a childhood friend, on her dad's boat all the time, and we would go on the Detroit River, but over like to the Canadian side of it, where there were more like little like coves and like places to swim, and I would just no fear jump into the water and swim around, and miss that like fearlessness and sense of adventure, you know.
Yeah, the excitement that comes with a contained body of water.
And then, you know, the camping is an adventure always.
And that's your wild card.
You know, underneath the stars. I guess the stars could be the wild card, because that specifically.
The summer stars.
Yes, when you're camping, you get to sleep outside.
And there's so much less light pollution.
Yes, and it's just like you're more connected to things because you're sleeping, like, you know, on the earth, basically, outside.
I feel that.
I'm saying we gotta go camping.
Camping is good for the soul.
It's good for
I miss it.
It's literally good for the bones. It's good for you.
It's like it was something good in my childhood always. I mean, my family was a nightmare, but
camping was fun.
You could go off and do your own thing, or like I could just like me and my brothers would just like, hey, let's go explore the like woods over here.
Mess around in the trees.
Do like there was some places we could like rent like those banana bikes and just like ride around the campgrounds for like hours, just have fun. And we didn't have to worry about whatever the fuck my parents were doing, because we were doing whatever we wanted in like a controlled area, obviously. But
yeah,
nice.
It's nice.
I like that. So
I guess the theme or the vibe is freedom and adventure for me. The summer.
Cool. So I like that for water. I've got watching fireworks on the lake. Lucas has got a specific lake. And you've just got lakes in general.
Well, if you want a specific one, I could guess.
You don't have to.
You could literally boogie board, because like you can't surf. It's a fucking lake.
Right.
Lake Huron on the Canadian side. For some reason, it has more of a tide, I guess.
Interesting.
So, but I've been to each lake individually, and they all have their own. The Great Lakes there. That's my water.
What's so great about them?
They're big.
They're big. They are pretty big. Okay, cool. Nice. Okay, good wrap up. We will. All right, you run through your last 2, and then I'll do my last 2, and then we'll each do like a full recap.
Okay. My food is hot dogs.
Classic.
Good barbecue food.
And then my wild card is traveling with friends, because there are rare occasions that I'm allowed to do it, and of course, when I was younger, the ability to was far more common, because not only did I have a car, but people were willing to come with me. And you could just go anywhere. You get up someday, hey, are you free? Yeah, of course I'm free. Let's fucking go. You know, we've been talking about camping a lot, and yeah, even I can affirm that, like, family is a little crazy when you go camping with your family.
Oh, yeah.
But I've managed camping trips with my friends. And camping trips with your friends kills. Camping trips with your friends is great, because, yeah, if y'all don't want to talk to each other, go for a hike.
Yeah, right.
Come back and be like, man, I am so much much calmer now. Like,
right.
You know, everybody gets to cook food. Everybody gets to sit around and tell stories. We all get to fuck around and do shit. Some people have different plans than others. Some want to go fishing. Some want to climb to the top of a mountain. Some want to shoot guns. It's whatever you want. Just go and do it. Set off a firework if you got to. But just, you know.
If it's what you're feeling.
If you got to.
Swim in a river. It's beautiful. It's an absolute necessity.
I like how you said that, like you were like actually genuinely upset with someone. Like, swim in a river.
Yes.
Go jump in it.
Inflection is important because I insist.
It's
something we have to plan for.
I want to swim really bad.
I know.
I'm sorry. I just like.
No, it's good.
I tried swimming in the ocean while my mom and Ian were here, but it's still too cold.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Me time?
It's you time.
Okay. My final two. Okay. I'm gonna do my first. My first is the first night of summer where it is warm enough that you can sleep outside.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will do a quick story. When I was like one of the last couple of weeks before I left California, when I moved to Michigan, when I was in high school, when I was a junior in high school, or I had finished being a junior in high school, I should say. Paula invited me over and several other people, and Paula has that big ass hill in her backyard, or it did when she lived there. So Paula had this massive fucking hill in her backyard, and we would just straight up take sleeping bags out there and go lay up on that big old hill, and it wouldn't drop below like 55 or 60. At night, and you just have a great time hanging out outdoors, doing like pseudo camping, sleeping in your own backyard is microdosing camping. Yeah. Sleeping in your own backyard is a very good way to camp. Very good way to like glamp almost.
Glamp.
It definitely is a glamp.
Definitely, it's because your kitchen is
right there.
Yeah, like 100 feet away, like 100 feet away at most. Your Wi-Fi reaches out to the backyard.
The value of camping doesn't come from one's isolation from
No. It comes from the enjoyment.
Right. It comes from how beautiful it is to be out there. That's what glamping is only when you bring your fucking computer and your Wi-Fi hotspot and you're out there doing all the human things.
Yeah, you have your fairy lights and your tarp and your multi-layer.
It's like just stay home at that point.
Yeah, just get a hotel.
Still have fairy lights and stuff.
Sure, fair. Yeah, you know what?
Solar power.
Okay, all right.
You know what, man?
Maybe fairy lights was a little low.
Maybe back off the fairy lights. Okay?
Maybe fairy lights was a little low end.
You set up your Switch and like a full television.
Oh yeah.
You brought the TV with you.
If I see you bring your projector out, it's over.
Yeah, that's it. You've officially put the GL on the front of that word.
We need to not. Yeah, no screen.
Cool. And then for my wild card, I'm just gonna straight up say fireflies.
Cool.
Those are pretty.
Yeah. I'm just fireflies. That's just watching them, catching them.
Put them in little jars.
Looking at them.
Letting them go.
I'd like to make myself believe. I won't sing the rest of it.
Good, because I don't have copyright for that.
I know.
Yeah, absolutely. No, Firefly's very good. Firefly the TV show, Firefly the song, Fireflies the bugs when you put them in jars and you go, wow, this jar sure is bright.
And then you let them go because you shouldn't keep them in there.
Yeah, you poke some holes in the top and then immediately you go, you know what, actually, maybe we'll just cut this whole thing. And then you just open the lid back up and you let them fly back out whenever they feel like it. Yeah. It's fireflies. It's great. I feel like it's a lot more common in the Midwest to see fireflies.
You can see them here.
They're definitely active here. There's
more,
just more of a higher concentration because those areas are so like.
I think it's the swampy marshiness.
Those areas are so hospitable to bugs.
Michigan, Midwest area.
Yeah, so fireflies definitely do a very solid living structure while they're out there. Okay, cool. So that was all right. That was everything. Then I think everyone went 5 times. Mm-hmm. Give us a recap. We'll rotate back to Chelsea, and we'll get a Chelsea recap of the ideal Chelsea summer as drafted by Chelsea.
Me is like I said, it was just freedom and adventure, where I could go listen to the music that I wanted to, read what I wanted, eat what I wanted to outside, just being outside, exploring outside, lakes, camping,
freedom and. Summer peace.
Yeah, I mean it's basically structured in society that summer is when you don't have as many commitments. So yes, the freedom of it.
Yeah,
that's good.
Is not lost.
Cool.
On me.
Okay. Lucas?
All right, dude. My perfect summer. Every day I get up and exercise for 4 hours. Then I pick up all my friends.
This is prior to eating.
Yeah, this is prior to eating all these glizzies.
I have exercised and picked up all of my friends.
I've exercised. I picked up all of my friends. We go to Saks Hot Dog. Each of us gets like an inordinate amount of hot dogs, like just a ton of glizzies.
Which for most people in the world would be like 2 hot dogs.
So we get those hot dogs. I put Smash Mouth on, and we go to fucking Lake Anza.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's Smash Mouth.
That's not Smash Mouth.
Did they do a cover of that one? Why does that feel like a Smash Mouth song?
No, I don't know.
If you want to call me baby.
Just go.
That feels like a Smash Mouth song. You're in the car, you've got your friends, you're like scarfing down hot dogs, full like cartoon style full hot dogs.
This is Shaggy and Scooby levels of like eating hot dogs. Like
in the background, it's like in the background. Well, not even in the background. More like in the like louder than the sounds that you and your friends are making, and the sounds of the hot dog as the fucking. Is Steve what's his name
Steve
going?
Harwell, yeah. Let's hear your recap.
Cool. Oh, yeah, what's your theme? What's your theme?
You couldn't tell? Ballin'.
Dog. Okay.
Ballin'.
Oh my god. All right, mine. I'm gonna call my theme moments. Okay. Just moments, like individual things. School's out. The beginning of summer. School has finished. You are entering into the summer months, and it is officially your vacation time. Mm-hmm. You are finally getting warm enough that you can sleep outside. You are having s'mores while you sleep outside. You're cooking that shit at the fire. You're seeing these fireflies pop up and dance around this beautiful light display that these bugs are giving you. And then you're going and you're sitting on the lake and you're watching fireworks get launched as this all happens around you. It's very 4th of July centric, but I think that it can kind of be, other than the fireworks moment, I think you can kind of apply that to like anything. Mm-hmm. So I want to say I'm going to call it just moments. Moments
in time.
Moments in time.
Join me as we go through moments in time.
All right. That was our summer draft. We don't really have a judge or anything.
No.
I don't think we weren't really competing.
No.
We were drafting our team.
We're definitely drafting. Yeah.
About the same things. So it's going to be pretty evenly matched.
I feel like and I feel like we all had a good amount of overlap too. We all had the lake thing.
If we don't end up going camping or at least going on hikes in the near future, somebody comment some hate. Somebody post a hate comment.
Somebody put something that's going to get my account flagged.
Yeah. No, not that.
To speak real. We both have Friday off.
It'd be cool to hang out though.
Yeah.
It'd be cool to hang out though.
I don't know what, but...
Let's go. Let's just do it.
You know what? Even if we do that, not that you, the audience, would ever know whether or not that would happen. So there's really no confirmable. So if you want to post hate, that's really up to you. It's just sort of be unrelated to whether or not we went camping.
Just go camping.
Yes.
If you're so mad about it.
Commenters, why don't you decide? Why don't you decide whose draft was the best? Or even, individually, who had the best sound thing, who had the best food, who had the best first, who had the best water, and who had the best wild card. We're going to leave it up to you, the YouTube audience, to decide. Or whatever this goes up on, but probably YouTube.
Yeah, the YouTube audience. Famous for having coherent opinions.
Yes.
Hell yeah. Famous
for staying on track, for being focused.
For being the moral arbiters of the universe.
For being fair.
Sure.
That was the word. The word fair is the one that got you guys.
Yeah.
Man.
All right.
Thank you so much for watching, or listening actually, because there's no video.
Thank you for listening.
Dog.
Be sure to subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, on VidMe.
You have to pay Apple to put podcasts on Apple Podcasts.
Okay, yeah, well...
That's weird.
Don't pay us.
No, don't pay Apple.
Don't pay Apple.
Oh, right.
Pay us. Do pay us.
Wait, hold on.
Don't pay Apple.
Wait, let me start over.
Hold on.
Fuck. Let me try that again.
Damn it. Fuck. Cut this whole scene. Cut the whole podcast. We're done. We're done. It's out. We're done.